honestly, guys, like I text you and say like thanks for everything, but like we literally started at zero. So if I didn't reach out to Patrick to be like, bro, what are you doing? Which I've never done, but I was like, this guy's doing what I need to be doing. If I
Yeah.
never called him and he's not as cool as he is to refer
Yeah.
me to you guys, I don't know where I'd be. Like we would not, I would not be here. You gave us like a fighting chance to do what we're doing now. So it's like, it's wicked.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Off the Tools podcast with your host, Jimmy Hong and Joshua Grudeboard. Today, we have a very, very special guest of the name of Dexter Houston, the owner of DexStaining.com. So, Dexter, talk to the viewers. If you could introduce yourself, maybe a little bit about your company and maybe just the services you provide.
Yeah, 100%. So my name's Dexter with DexStaining.com, and we're mastering the trade of deck and fence staining. So a little bit about what we do, like it's pretty straightforward. We operate for 4 months a year, and we focus solely on decks and fences, restoring them, stripping them down, and putting in the top quality stains and making sure that our clients are happy.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me when people niche down, especially from like painting. 'Cause a lot of painting companies do painting and staining, but here you are, DexStaining.com. So what made you, I guess, niche down into just deck staining?
Uh, to be quite honest with you, I didn't want to work like all year round. So for the since I started the painting company like 5 years ago, I was like, how can I? Because I love production, and I was like, how can I do something 4 or 5 months out of the year that you grind and you love being a part of it and you're in the heat of it, it's stressful, it's thick, it's fun, and then take the rest of the time off to like work remotely, work on your business, and just like have that more downtime to like reflect on everything and just scale it and make it better. And then I thought about dexing.com and how it's like seasonal. And then I kind of noticed nobody else was really specializing in that. So I was like, hey, this is perfect. And then since then, like even painters, like I work with painters who give us work and we're on a referral basis. Because like painting contractors, like even when I was running the painting company, didn't really want to do decks. Like they got in the way of everything else. So that's what really inspired me to do it, is fueling my future dreams and just like starting something from the ground up that was different. So that's where the idea came from.
I love it. I love it. And now I guess it's been probably 3 months or so we've been working together, give or take. Um, Maybe talk to us a little bit about where you were when we started and maybe what you've gotten out of working with us so far.
So when we started, I'd probably talked to you right around the same time we actually started like advertising and like doing estimates. Like once the business officially opened, which we started super late, it was like start of March,
Wow, yeah.
like second week in March. Like we should have been booking months in ahead, but just everything was like obviously as how it goes was a little delayed. So when I met you guys, when I got linked up with you guys, we had zero sales, hadn't done any estimates yet. Like we were like zero, and production was a month and a half, 2 months away. So that's where I was when I met you guys.
Wow, man. I was gonna say, like, what was going through your mind, especially since like the summer was just around the corner and you're kind of starting from zero there.
I had some other marketing ideas, like we're spending money on marketing, but I was interested in kind of seeing from all avenues. And then I talked to somebody who had worked with you guys in the past because I saw their stuff on social media, like in my area. And I was like, yo, this guy's awesome. This is exactly what I want to be doing. And then I called him and he was like, super great. And he referred me to you guys again, painting contractors. He didn't think we were competition, which we're not. And he was like openly like gave me your information, and then we were able to work together. So that's how that got started. So yeah, it was like I wasn't my head wasn't in terms of sales because I was still in the development stage. So there was no transition. I didn't have time to stress about not having any work yet. and hiring, like that was all about to come. So I met you guys right at the start. So once we got locked up, it took a huge stress off because work instantly started coming in. Like leads instantly started coming in. Um, we had a few coaching calls, which was wicked to get me set up with that. And I just like right that week pretty much started booking work. So I knew there was gonna be something on May 1st. I knew there was gonna be something to come out of it.
I love it. You mentioned that you had some sort of marketing ideas or maybe avenues that were going. What were you thinking about potentially taking on in terms of marketing, and how did that kind of compare to what you've done here with us?
So the other avenues we had, obviously, like the door-to-door marketing, again, expensive with like no promise of return. So there was that. The other one we did was I I organized it, but I teamed up with some other businesses within the same kind of field,
Nice.
contractors, deck builders, things like that, and we put out a flyer that went around to like 30,000 homes. It was like an $8,000 marketing thing, but I split it up between the group of us, so it brought the cost down significantly. That was good. That was like 1,500 for me, and that's returned about like $12,000 in work. So it was good, but once they looked at it, within that 2 weeks, it was over. There was no more work coming in from it. So that we did some other like lawn signs, um, house clients. We went around and dropped some of these off, which were good, like little coupons to like
Nice.
neighborhood of the week where they like got their stain for free.
Nice.
So little things like that. But again, like I've never been good on social media and I had no idea how beneficial it could be, but I knew that was a huge part of it. So I was doing everything except the social media marketing.
It's interesting for you because do you have any sort of social media right now? I can't remember. I don't think so, right?
Yeah, we have some. So, oh, me personally?
Yeah, because you don't like
No,
it.
I don't like it. No. So I've like did re-downloaded it so I can like post on my like business accounts.
Yeah.
And I catch myself now scrolling, but I need to have Instagram. But the whole reason I didn't have it for quite a while was for that exact reason, just a distraction. So now it's like I can go on, make posts, but I'm not worried about like boosting stuff and just like trying to figure it all out. Because yeah, I can't stand it. It's like way too mind consuming of a task.
It definitely takes a lot of your thought process being on social media. And I mean, there's so many ways to argue it, bad or good. I mean, I guess you can learn things on social media. You can also spend 4 to 5 hours a day. I'm pretty sure the average of some between 18 and 30 is 4 hours, no, 5 hours of screen time a day.
Go play
Which is like,
outside. Oh,
good.
Yeah, man.
touch grass for sure, but it's like, man, it's like if you get that 4 to 5 hours back, you could genuinely build a business with those 4 to 5 hours a day, like easy. That's a work week. That's more than 40 hours.
Oh yeah. And we all catch ourselves too. Like we'll be doing something and then you'll get distracted. You'll go to call somebody on your phone, and then all of a sudden you slide up on Instagram for a second and you completely forget what you want to do. At least that's me. I just find it like an incredible distraction. It's unbelievable.
We are definitely dopamine monkeys for sure.
Yeah.
What are you experiencing? I think you're spending, I hope you don't mind me saying, we can leave it out if you want, but what are you spending in ad spends? I believe you're the 1,500 to 2K a month. What are you seeing in terms of like leads a day? And then how many of those are turning into estimates for you typically?
So right now we've had about 130 leads come in, like total, which is typically like 3, 4 leads a day. Around there, sometimes more, sometimes less, but on average. And I'd say 1 in 4 is like trying to get people on the phone. 1 in 4, after a few times of calling, you can definitely get on the phone. And once you get somebody on the phone, like out of those, that one person that like you get is interested. So usually like 1 in 4, 1 in 5 is pretty interested. And then you like do your 8 point call, pre-close them, go from there. And the estimates have been like they're about 95%. Like we've missed 2, which were just like window
Wow.
shoppers.
Good stuff, man. I was gonna say
Yeah.
you mentioned something interesting. So especially like leads that maybe don't pick up the first time, right? And then you go
Mhm.
back because a lot of times we see some people come in, they see a new lead, but then as soon as they don't pick up, they just leave them, right? So tell me a little bit about like your process in terms of calling old leads and how important that is.
I just flip. I flip to the bottom sometimes because you don't want to forget about them. So like you call from the top, but like before we were on the phone, I was calling for about 45 minutes. And if you have right now, there's 103 like cold leads. So I got through probably like 20 of them. One picked up, and I set up an estimate.
Nice.
So that was good. Or we got one picked up, set up an estimate. But then it's like I may not call again till tonight, and then you're like, where were you? But tomorrow I might just start from the bottom and work my way back up. So then you're not like forgetting about those bottom leads.
Absolutely. What do you think? What do you think you attribute? Quote. You said 95%. That you're closing at. If I
Yeah.
heard that correctly, that is insane. Just to give you some sort of context here, Dexter, the national average closing is around 25% for painting contractors. So 95 is. It sounds like you're lying, to be frank. And I know you're not.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
and I know.
I love the hair.
Yes, no, hey, that's why I can never close. Just it's fine.
Yeah.
But in that same regard, what do you attribute that super high closing percentage? Is it good quality leads? Is it a good sales process? Is it a combination of both? What is it?
Yeah, combination of both, which you guys like also provided the combination of both. Um, so yeah, definitely like the leads are quality leads. The leads that come in are good. And then like the 8 point call that you guys helped me out with too. Like I still have it on my phone. I have a sheet in the truck. I have a sheet in the garage. I have a sheet in the office. So when I'm doing those calls, I still go down and like make sure I'm hitting all the points. And then if you hit all your points and you pre-close them, they know the ballpark price. And like decks, I find are super easy to give them a really accurate ballpark price.
Yeah.
So instead of being like it's between 1 and 2,500, it's like I'm like it's between 1,500 and 2,000 or 1750 because I've already done the math. Like I could pretty much tell them exactly what their deck is. So it's like I'm able to be more accurate with the pricing, and then you do your pre-close, your 10%, which is always huge, and you just if they're okay with the ballpark price I gave them, and I do like the pre-close, make sure both like if there's both decision makers are there, like everything that like you guys help provide me, in terms of like the sales process. If you hit all your points, you know if they're good or not, and if there's any hesitation with anything, I usually just like give them some time to think about it and call them back. And like, yeah, so that's why I don't go somewhere if I'm not 95% sure I'm going to book the job.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Yeah, especially like think about the people that you don't go to, right? Because a lot of people out there are hurting for work and they just go to every single estimate. There's no process. Like, yeah, man. Like, what do you think for people like that hearing not to go to every estimate? Like, what would you tell them?
Uh, don't waste your Saturday mornings. Like, spend that time with your family, right? Like, it's what times, what's the value? Like, make sure you do your calls. If if they're not, if you feel like they're gonna waste your time, like your time's important to you specifically. So it's easy to waste 2 hours of your Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning. Instead, that should have been like spent with your family. So just realize how important and like how valuable your time is. Do your checks, and if they're worth your time, then 100% go and check it out.
For sure. Now, you mentioned before we've gotten over, I guess, 130 leads at this point. If you had to average it down, and it might be a guesstimate at this point, but what would you say you're doing in terms of estimates a month off of Facebook ads alone?
So off of Facebook ads a month, so we've only been at it for like 2.5, but we're about 3. So we're like, I'd say, so that's 12 leads. So I usually get like 4 estimates a week right now. So I'd say like 3 of those are from Facebook.
Okay.
And mind you, since production started, I've been slacking on my calling. Three, which like right now I'm at 3 estimates this weekend, three last. So like right now I'm around 3 estimates. Pre-production, it was like 4 or 5. And I'd say again, pre-production, it was like they were probably all from Facebook.
So 4 to 5 pre-production. When did you start production?
May 1st.
May 1st. So for the past, I guess, 2 months, or about 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks or so into May here, you're getting pre-production around 4 to 5. You're saying a week.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. Can you still see me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just looking at job list. Make it simple. So 21. So there's 39 jobs, and I'd say 32 of them are from Facebook.
Wow,
Nice.
that's amazing. Holy, and what did that equate to in terms of revenue?
32 times, we have an average job sale of 2,300.
Around 60K.
Thanks to our upsells. Yeah, so 73, which makes sense because we're at about 100K. So, and it was like 3/4 of them total. So yeah, that makes sense.
Nice, man. That is crazy. Like, and you mentioned upsells too, because and like you said, right, production's here. You kind of like slow down a little bit on the sales. So, for people that are hearing that are either production trapped or kind of focused on production, in terms of upsells to help them, get more jobs by doing almost like not as much, like double the work. Like, let's talk about that a little bit. I know we kind of chatted about that. So
Yeah, we did,
upsells.
Jim. You hit me right with that one on our Monday meeting, and yeah, I was losing out on like money with fences was the big one because I go look at their deck and there'd be a fence, and that was one of our conversations on our Monday meeting that like I was just losing out on those, and I wasn't sure was just wanted to like book the deck. I didn't want to like push to get more and like scare them away. And then you just coached me on like how to do it the right way. And since then, like if there's an upsell, we're probably like 50% now on like booking those extra jobs. For like the fences is a huge one because they get you there for the deck and then you see the fence and you get more price for it. So that's been big. It bumped it up. I think it was at like 19, and then just the past there's been like 4 or 5 upsells, which was like bringing the job from like that 1900 up to like the 2800, which is kind of like brought everything back up because we were under 2000. And I don't know if it's all attributed to that. We've had some big jobs, but we were under 2000 since the upsells. Now we're like over 2000. So we've had some big jobs since then, but it's like now I'm seeing a lot of my jobs are over 2000 just because a fence upsell or an upsell on product. Just those things.
Nice, man. And I got to give you mad props because you're just an open book, right? You bring everything to our meetings, you're ready, and then we take a look together. You don't hide anything, so that mad respect there. And then anytime I give you coaching, you always just take it to your next estimate, to your next like crew, and you implement it right away. When I think of you, I think of implementation. So mad respect there, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, if you really break it down too, it's okay. So you're at 1900 before average job size, up now to around 2300. That's around a 20% increase in average job size revenue. If you look at the macro of that in terms of business, if you're running a $1 million business and you do a 20% increase, you just added $200,000 in terms of top line revenue by a simple, hey, while we're here, you just put up that fence too. I'll cut you a little bundle deal, take $250 off if you want to do it this year because, man, it's a beautiful fence. You don't want it to go down in 10 years.
Yeah. Just listen to Josh just sounds so awesome.
Yeah.
It's in his voice. Like the guy can
It
sell.
is.
It's good. It's good.
No, I mean, it's so true. It's so true, though. I mean, especially with Dexter fences, you're in such a gray area because they just go hand in hand. And typically, when someone puts up a deck, they're also putting up a fence, and it's like people want to protect their assets. You're in a weird way. You're in the asset protection industry.
Yeah.
Right. And now
the insurance industry. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What would you say to someone considering our services?
I'd say like there's no questions asked. Like it's really a no-brainer. Like it's like the support's there. My mind, like there's just like leads coming in, which then it's up to me to close. But it's just like again, like any investment, like your business is an investment, and you don't just want to rely on one thing, which is word of mouth, or like you don't just want to rely on your lawn signs. Like you want to make sure you have a whole bunch of different revenue streams in terms of like leads. So it's like anything, just like that is obviously a great investment is working with you guys. So that's what I would say. It's just like it's a no-brainer. Like that's your biggest investment right now is with working with you guys. That's 10 out of 10. Like I don't know where this business would be. Right now we got 6 guys working with dexdating.com. We got lots of work coming in. I just don't know where it would have been if it wasn't for you guys. Like it wasn't like I'd been running a painting company where it was all off word of mouth and like hey, you guys are just like, oh yeah, like maybe, maybe not. It's like we were at 0. Like we were nothing. We started January 1st was when we incorporated. So this was the new. So we were at 0 with no past history. And then we've like done something. And I attribute a lot of that to you guys for like providing those leads and like giving myself a foundation to like build off of like 110%. And that was from 0. So anybody that has some type of reputation in their community already, plus you guys, it was like there's no reason why they can't meet their goals.
Wow. We truly, truly appreciate it, man. Like it's why we do this. We love seeing everyone's success and helping everybody grow. So we truly appreciate that, man.
I'd be lying if I said my eyes didn't get a little teary. But that is like, as Jimmy said, genuinely why we do this. It's such a clear impact for us, just because like, I mean, what a clear impact on you, right? Just being able to help you scale your business and be a strategic partner, with someone that's just so coachable. I mean, you have no option but to win, Dexter. Sincerely.
Yeah. 2-way street with you boys.
Love it.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, it's good.
I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to the Off the Tools podcast. If you're in the Kingston area and you need a deck or fence stained, you have no option except to go to dexstaining.com. We'll put Dexter's information down below. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.